Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketAppeal, and today we're going to be making some Valentine cards. I've already started cutting some pieces out. I used some of these in another project, and I thought, you know what, these would make great backgrounds for a Valentine's card, and I'm in love with the color scheme. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I would do this. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of fancy stuff on these, but these are cards you can really make a lot of without having to do a whole lot, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with my white base, and I'm thinking of layering this card. Kind of liking the way it looks. I've got this black that I'm going to use as an outline. I need to cut that down. So let me go ahead and get my cutting tool out here. So that's an A2 size card. So I'm going to just come down, let's see, about a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go about a quarter of an inch smaller on this. So that'll give me 5 and a quarter. Coming down from the 5.5 inch because I want that border around it. Let's see, and I'm going to do, let's cut this down to 4. Okay, so for those of you that might be new card makers, I usually come in at least a quarter of an inch. Sometimes an eighth of an inch, just depends. Now I'm going to take the green paper. I think this looks really pretty. I'm going to create another layer. So I'm coming down another quarter of an inch on this. And so that was, let's see, let me make sure I got my measurements right. That's 5 inches. And this is going to be 3 3/4 inches. Okay, so now you got your other layer. So that's what that's going to look like. So I'm just building layers into my card. Then I'm going to take my pretty printed paper. Isn't that pretty? I want mostly the roses on there. So I'm going to bring this in. It's right about here, which will put me at 4 3/4. And I want that rose, those roses over there. I want mostly that on my card. So that's 4 3/4, and we're going to do 3 1/2 on this little area here. Yep, 3 1/2. Make sure I'm right here, because I have messed this part up before. Can anyone relate with those measurements? But it's all good. Okay, so this is going to be my inner part here, and look how pretty that, I'm really loving the way that color combination looks on there. Look how cute that is already. Okay, so that's how I cut down my card sizes. And you can layer it 2 layers, 3 layers, it's up to you. You can keep going on this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got 1, 2, here's my third card here. So you can kind of see the differences. Let's go ahead and start putting these together. So I'll start with this one first. I'm going to use some AdTech Crafter's tape, and I don't have the whole thought process worked out on this. As far as decorating, I do have some sentiments I already cut out and everything. Let's go ahead and do this first. Great way to use up your paper too. So this has flowers on it. It doesn't have hearts on it. But to me, it can be Valentine. So it's just up to you. And I'm really loving that color scheme on there. Okay, so got that first layer on. And let's get my next layer on here. What I'm going to do with this is I want something coming maybe across. Well, it's going to be like that. My roses, let's see. The card would actually look good this way as well. So it's just up to you. But I'm going to have it more elongated on this one. Just like that. But before I do that, I want something coming across here. So if you notice, I've got some ridges on here. That means the blade on my trimmer needs to be changed out. And I've been trimming a lot of stuff. So you see those ridges on there? I'm just going to cut these off. But just so you know, if you ever get those marks on your paper where it's kind of jagged edges, it's just that the blade needs to be changed out. So just another little thing. Don't worry, just change it out. Okay, so I want a band coming across here, and I keep turning that upside down. Some kind of band coming right across. That's a good way to use up your papers. So I'm thinking about something like this. I'll do it smaller since it's not as, and that just adds a little bit more to your card. So yeah, something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, I'm really liking that. Something like that, maybe going down this area here. Do you see how I'm building on that? So I'm just going to go for it. Put a little bit of glue right across here. Put my little band on here. Right across there. I'm going to cut it off. And I've been working on cards all day, so I've kind of got a lot of junk on my desk right now. But it's all good. Yep, that's how I want it. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this next part on here. And I have my mounting squares out here too, my mounting tape. So I'm going to use those to add some dimension to this card as well. And let me just center that right there. Just that extra added layer really helps. And that's what we've got so far. Okay, so now let's go ahead. I'm pretty comfortable putting this on here. And then I'm going to show you what else I'm going to add on here too. I'm just trying to have lots of fun with this. There's so many different layouts for cards that you can make. Look how adorable that is. Okay, so now I'm going to add something on here, and I've got my my scallop punch, and what I did was I went ahead and cut out a couple of the scallops here. Now I could do that color, which I like. It ties everything in, or I can have it also in white as well. And that one I didn't do too well on that one. Let's see. Here's one that's white. This one has a little bit of a jagged edge. There's one that's white, and or I can use the green. So it just depends on what you want. So if I use that green, I want something to go. If I use the white, I want something to go in the center of that. So let's see if we can find something. We can put like a little message. I have a bunch of stuff that I stamped out. We can take a circle and just put a circle in the middle here, but that would just kind of make it not as vibrant. Or we can take a stamp. You can cut a circle out in green and put a green circle right in the middle here. So it's just up to you. You could trace a circle too. But I found this really cool stamp. Let me just show you what it looks like. I'm going to stamp it out on here. It's a great way to pull all the stamps that you hardly use out of your stash and just start using them. And so this makes a nice circle. I'm going to show you in a moment. And just stamp that out. Look at that. So now I've got another cute little circle that I can put on my card right here. That gives it the illusion of having a circle on the inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to pop this up on some mounting tape. And let's see. Gotta find my mounting tape first, huh? Okay, so we'll just mount this up on here. Give it a little bit of dimension. And then we're ready to add our sentiment. And so once you have one layout, you can just keep going with other layouts. Experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment. And Valentine's Day cards are so fun to make. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right there, just off to the side. I could put it in the middle, but I just want it off to the side. And then here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna add just a little bit of bling to it. I got these little hearts here. I've had these in my stash for a while, and I am determined to finally use these. Okay, I'm over here knocking stuff over. I'm telling you, I've got to clean up a little bit in my craft room once I'm finished crafting, because there's so much going on in here. And let's go ahead and put this right in the middle. And there you go. So now you got a little gem there, and this is going to be a card that is a February birthday. So let's see what I want to do with this. I'm just going to cut this down just a little bit. I like to, I don't know if you're like me, but I like to stamp out a whole bunch of sentiments and then go back and use them. So it has just a little bit of the black border on there. And just slip it in there. And so this birthday card is around Valentine's. This birthday is around Valentine's Day. So it has a dual purpose for this one. And look how cute that is. Okay, so now I'm done with that card. Let's start on one of these others now. Okay, this was a paper that is in another project I used, and when I saw it, I was like, you know what, I could do something with Valentine's with this. And I'm really loving that pink and white with that just a little bit of green in it. Of course, I'm using the best glue, art glitter glue. I'm just going to put that down on there. Go ahead and put this one together. So just so you can see how quickly this comes together. And I like to switch up with both using art glitter glue and the AdTech Crafters tape. The art glitter glue gives you a chance to position your project well because it doesn't stick right away, so you can kind of move it around and position it. With the AdTech Crafters tape, you have to kind of be precise when you're lining up your papers. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some stuff to this. I'm going to have this card go this way this time. And I'm going to put, let's see if I can find a band to put around here. I really like that. It's a little bit too wide, so I'm going to just cut it down a little bit. Maybe I can use this on the other card. We'll see. I think that's better. And so if you're ever not sure how to decorate your card, get out some of your gems and stuff and use that. Okay, so I have this one for this. I want to take something like this and put it over. Look at that. Look how cute that looks. So this is some ribbon that's a heart. So this is a good time to take your thin ribbon. And this stuff is so good at sticking. Okay, so I'm going to just cut this off right here. Let's measure that up and see. Oh yeah, this is going to look cute. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. And this ribbon I've used in another project. If you watch one of my other videos, you may have seen this. And I thought, you know what? Why not use it in a card? So let's see if this will stretch all the way across. That's what I like about art glitter glue. Okay. Look how now all of a sudden this doesn't look as plain anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead. Put that right there. Look at that. Look how adorable that is. Okay, so let's see what we have here as far as our sentiment. Oh, this is one that I used one of my older stamps that I've had in my stash, and I'm going to add it onto this, make a little flower effect. So see, now you've got another card just about done. And if you want to add stitching around here, you can. And let's give this a little bit of dimension. I get giggly when I talk about stitching because that's one of the things I absolutely love doing, is stitching. I'm hoping the lighting is okay. It's just about sundown here, so I don't have my natural lighting that I normally do. So I may have to turn on another light. So yeah, have fun. Get out your papers, the papers that you keep holding on to. You probably have some Valentine papers, you just never looked at them. And then just start creating. Oh, look how pretty that is. I'm going to just put it just so it comes right off of here, not really lined up. Some of you might want to go in the middle. Just do what you want to do. All you need is love. And so there's another one done. Okay, we're going to work on number 3. Okay, and so we're ready for card number 3. Just a side note, off camera I went and added some stitching just around the edges here, just to add a little bit more detail to it. Just couldn't help myself. All right, so for card number 3, this cute heart paper, Now you could do it like this and leave it with that white base and has a white background, but I still like to add that black. Just to give it a border. You can add pink, you can do a red, it's up to you. This was a hard one to choose because on the other side it looks so pretty too. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down on there. And so now I'm going to put a border over this, but I saw this silver paper. This is actually an envelope. The inside was silver, and I was like, that looks really interesting. So I'm going to layer it on here. And it has a little bit of a texture to it. So it's a win-win. So yeah, look at those envelopes and stuff. And use the inside of those envelopes. I love doing that. I'm just going to go right across the center with this one. Okay. Just want to make sure I've got that on there, okay. Just lining it up. Yeah, I try to use just about everything because everything is an art supply to me. Now we've got just a little bit of a band there for our card. And my doggy is in the craft room fast asleep. So I'll just have that silver band going across there. Add it right on. It's going to go on top of here. Going to press it down a little bit more. It's got a nice little texture to it. Just a little bit of a sparkle. And I'm going to use this Love You, but it's going to need something. Let me just go ahead and glue this down first. Okay, now I can do a couple of things. Let's just cut this down a little bit. Nice, bold Love You. Now let's see, either I can take this and put this around there like that, with to have a little border, or let's see what else I can do here. I think I did one that had a little bit of a, this is what I have, this one with a little bit of a border around it. I'll just put a little bit of stitching. But I'm thinking I might need maybe something like that. I think would look fun. With a little scallop on it. I want to layer it with something else. Or if I want to just do this and have my sentiment off to the side, I could do that too. Just giving you different ideas for what you could do. But I think I'm going to do a black border around this. I think that will look better. Sometimes simple is best. I think black paper is a must in your stash. Okay, see, that's what I've got so far. So let's go ahead and glue that on. Okay, and I like the way that looks. Got that shiny, that little shine on there. Okay, so now what I could do also is I can take my hearts, put the heart on there somewhere, maybe a heart here and here. Let's see what else I could do. Oh, the ribbon. Let's see. Maybe use some of the heart ribbon and put it on there too. I think that would be adorable. Let's see. I'm actually liking the way that looks. Maybe do 3 and 3 on here. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that looks really pretty on that silver background. Okay, so now you have, and you could keep going with these. Now we've got 3 cards done 3 different ways. Just using some of the paper that was already in my stash. So I hope this gave you a little bit of ideas for what you can do with your Valentine cards. They don't have to be too fancy, and you can use what you already have to make them. And you can knock out a bunch of these. And so give this video a thumbs up. I hope it gave you some inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you as part of our crafty family. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.